Okay, how do you save a sales rep that's about to quit? You know, any of you guys out there building a sales team, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the reason why you are the leader and the reason why you're in a position where you are building a sales team is because you're probably a pretty level-headed person. You're probably very good at like compartmentalizing your emotions and not letting things from outside of work affect your daily work activity. All right? That's how you got to where you are, and that's why you're a high performer, and that's why you were a high performer. And that's why people look to you for leadership. But how do you save a sales rep that you know has a ton of potential, but is going through some stuff, right? How do you save someone who's on the edge? How do you save someone who's going through some trouble at home? How do you communicate with that person in a way to keep them on the team? Number one is make sure that they have someone that they can go to, kind of like a deputy of yours, that they can go to in a tough time, in a tough situation that they have trust with. So as you're building and developing a sales team, make sure that you set up other people in positions as your deputies so that people can bond with them, and make sure you set up a situation where they can develop a close relationship with someone other than just you. Because they may not want to come to you with everything. They may be scared to come to you with certain stuff, and they may be more comfortable going to another employee, a peer, with some things instead of you. All right, so that's first of all, you want to set up some sort of structure where they can have someone else that they talk with. Number two, don't communicate via text message, if at all possible. Because when someone's in an emotional state, right, and they're all over the place and they're a mess, you may want to say like, hey dude, like you just got to suck it up and go with it. But that's not like always the right thing to say to someone when they're in a tough situation, because you don't want to say something to them that they can't handle. You don't want to say something to someone that they can't handle, especially in a written message. All right? When you sever a relationship or you create a rift in a relationship, not sever, when you create a rift in a relationship with a written message, it's almost impossible to repair through more messages, right? If any of you have ever gotten in an argument with a friend or spouse or family member and you said something over a text message, you know that probably, and it was a confrontational thing or something that may have been taken the wrong way, it probably was taken the wrong way. Because you can't read tone in a text message, and you can't really hear how someone feels through a text message. So people take it the wrong way. What you're going to want to do is you have to reach out to that person directly. You have to have a talk with them. You have to have a meeting with them. If they're working far away from you, you set up a Zoom call with them. You have to talk with them. Because someone's statistic may be dropping. You can usually pick out when someone is having a tough time by a drop in their statistic or a lagging low statistic, and if someone's not too communicative with you. So you want to reach out to them directly, because someone not being compliant or competent at work isn't always like just because the person's dumb or whatever. That's usually not the situation. The situation is usually that there's something on their end that you don't know what's going on. People, we're all going through something that no one else knows about, and that other people may not know about, and people may not want to share that at work. So you got to reach out to the person directly, and you got to talk to them, and you got to help them through it, and you just got to show them that you're there and they got support, because it helps build leadership, it helps build loyalty, and you want to help someone through the situation and the tough time that they're going through. All right? I'm a very suck it up, keep going, get knocked down, get up type of person. Some people need someone to help lift them up and help hoist them up when they fall down. And you got to be that person. And the only way to do it is to reach out to them through direct contact. Now, you may have your hands full with a lot of stuff. So this is where the importance of having someone else that they build a relationship at your company that they can look to as a sub-senior or some sort of leader above them. That person doesn't even have to be in a leadership position. They just have to be a good role model and someone who's been there for a while, and someone who may have had some personal ups and downs and some experiences in their life that were tough that they made it through. Okay, so in the best way to save a sales rep who is going to leave due to personal reasons, or they're just like, their life is in such a tough situation that it's hard for them to get engaged, right? Because if someone's emotionally low, it's hard for them to make sales. You got to be pretty excited, on the ball, and enthusiastic to make sales. And if you're scared or sad or angry, it's hard to establish that high connection with your clients. So number one, set someone up for them to look to other than you for advice and for mentoring and just as like a companion. And number two, you have to reach out to that person. The only way you can rehabilitate someone is through direct contact. Listen to them. Ask questions. Ask important questions. Hey, have you ever been through something like this before? If you did, how'd you get out of it? If they told you that, if they tell you that they're going through something really tough, relate to it in a way, in a situation maybe that you or someone that you know has gone through something similar, and how you or that other person got out of it. Let them know that, look, everything goes away with time. Like, things happen, nothing's permanent. So if you're in a tough situation now, there's a resolution, and it's not going to last forever. And be there for that person as they're working through whatever it is they have to work through. Let them know that you're going to be that rock, you're going to be that emotional support, and you're going to be that stability for them. Because it's a tough spot. Trust me, I've had it, and I have it. There are people with a ton of potential and a great like personality who are really good at their job, but they're going through some tough personal things. And the best way to do that is to get in touch with them. How can you nip it in the bud? Well, one of the best ways, like I said, is a drop in a statistic. So if they're consistently producing and then all of a sudden it drops down for a few weeks and they're not really communicative with you, there's something going on. It's not that they're lazy. It's not that they don't want to work. There's something going on that you have to find out. It's not non-compliance. It's just because you lack information from their end. All right? So try to nip it in the bud by reaching out to them if you see a drop in their statistic. And if you're not able to do that, you're not able to get there in time, just be there for that person. Talk to them, help them, support them, work through it. And look, you may have to provide a little tough love here and there, but give them tiny little goals to work on during the day. Give them tiny little wins and tiny little things to look at as accomplishments as they're going through their day. So it can help take their mind off of a battle they may think that they're losing, and help them focus on winning other battles. So if you're building a sales team, and if you do go to build a sales team, you're gonna run into the situation where you're gonna have some people like drop off in a statistic, or they have something that they're dealing with, something going on. You gotta be there for that person, make sure they have someone else that they can reach out to, set up little things for them as targets that can help them build and grow throughout the day. Anytime they have a win, you want to celebrate it. Make it known. Put them out in an open communication channel in your company. If you have a group chat, right? If you have a newsletter, commend them for something that they've done that's good, and make sure to keep it between you guys. All right. So that's how you handle and help rehabilitate a salesperson who's on the way out the door due to personal